Tears falling down at the party. Saddest little baby in the room.
Part 2 of The Expressionless. This story reminds me of when I was in high school and I used to go into class and I used to tell people in my classes this story, and people started asking me in high school to keep telling them scary stories in class because I would always whip out this story and tell it and everyone loved it. So they take the woman into a hospital room and the nurses begin to administer an IV. The nurses were having kind of a hard time doing this because none of them wanted to look at the woman's face. Just as soon as the doctor was about to inject the woman to sedate her, she started fighting back. The nurses tried holding her down, but she was stronger than all of them, and she rose from the bed. That's when the doctor looked at her and said, "What are you?" The woman then looked at the doctor and smiled, revealing that she didn't have human teeth. She had rows and rows of extremely sharp teeth, like shark's teeth. So sharp that it looked almost impossible for the teeth to fit inside her mouth.
Well then, people like creepypastas. Noted. So here's more creepypastas that I just can't stop thinking about, and I think about them all the fucking time. Again, we're staying away from bigger ones like Jeff the Killer, Slender Man, the Russian Sleep Experiment. We're going to focus on the more obscure ones, so here we go. Also, excuse the background noise, I'm replaying Wolfenstein 2. Fantastic. We're going to start it off with something called The Stump by the Dark Somnium. This is the most, disturbing creepypasta I've heard in a long time, but not in oh my god, the gore. No, it's What are you talking about? I'll give you a hint why, and if you know, you know. I can do more than talk. Yeah. Also, it's by the Dark Somnium, and he adds ambient noises and different voice effects, and it's great. It's a fucking experience is what it is. It's a relatively short one. I think it's 38 minutes. So if you have time right after this video, go listen to it and then come back and be like, holy shit. The next one is it's called Dead Man Running, and the person who narrates it is Dr. Creepin. This is another relatively long one. It's 3 hours, 57 minutes. And it's 3 hours and 57 minutes of you just gripping your fucking steering wheel bro, get the fuck out of there. Assuming you listen to these long ones on road trips. That's what I do. This one is another, like, experience. Like, you feel like you're the main character in this fucking story. Like, it's crazy. It's good. It's not as good as, like, I Dared My Best Friend to Ruin My Life, but it's up there. It's definitely up there. I'd say it's top 5. It's a top 5 story ever. It's about a guy who's in purgatory and he's running away from someone. And the lengths this dude will go to get away from this guy is fucking crazy. I'm not gonna tell you guys too much about any of these stories because I want you to experience it for the first time like I did, but this is definitely one of the ones you need to listen to. Another extremely good one is called The Harrowing, A Quick Bus Ride into Hell by Dr. Creepin. Okay, this one is an emotional fucking roller coaster, and not like a regular roller coaster either, like a roller coaster tycoon roller coaster. You know, the ones that you'd build a ramp for your roller coaster to launch into the other person's park so that their fucking sales plummet because people are dying in there, so they come to your park and just this cycle. It's a cycle. Yeah, that's how I felt listening to this shit. I think this is another short one, like at max an hour, but I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've heard it. But shit, dude, like oof.
Redrawing creepypastas with my headcanons. Part 4. Tiki Toby. Infected with slender sickness, he has amnesia and remembers nothing of his life before. He technically unalived from smoke inhalation during the fire, but was claimed by Slender Man. This is why he does not feel pain. Because he doesn't feel pain, he can be reckless. This causes him to forget to do things like eat. The smoke particles irritate his eyes, so to stop him from scratching at them, he wears goggles. He impulsively bites and rips at the skin around his fingers and lips. His body should be deteriorating, but the sickness keeps him alive. Toby is covered in burns from the fire and scars from his missions. He has chewed holes in his cheeks without noticing. He breathes out smoke from the fire. This is why he wears his mask. What I think he looked like before. He is considered a missing person and is wanted for arson and unaliving. He is typically paired with another proxy, so they can remind him to eat and stop him from hurting himself too badly. Comment who you'd like to see next.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving.
Rating Creepypastas PT2. Enjoyed his story. What Sonic.exe wishes it could have been. Okay. Never cared much for the proxies. Is he supposed to look like Slenderman? Only know him from the Marble Hornets short film. I might like his design more than Hoodie. The original. Love him and his story eyes. Reminds me of The Rake. Would smash him and The Rake.
Taking a picture of me. Taking a picture.
Don't fucking ask how I found this, but I found one, and the comments are so good. Does this make anyone else cry and feel sorrow for the creepypastas? Has been listening to this for hours, twitching at It's like, Toby, I wish everyone knew how much I hid my pain. No one does. If only the kids at school saw this, everything would change. But no one listens. Anyway, so who cares? Fuck. If they knew me, my life is I am crying now. I like that. Ooh, wait. God damn it, I'm gonna cry. Any picture of Jeff crying? What makes me want to cry? I can't breathe. I'm crying. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm crying. Oh my god. Jeff the Killer.
He sees you when you cry. He sees you when you are mistreated. He knows about your breakup. He knows about your job interview. He knows when I love this. Just trust me. I have
You are my obsession.
Redrawing creepypastas with my headcanons. Part 8. Smile Dog. Once a neglected husky who was so starved he attacked and ate his owner. He was put down but returned as a hellhound. He is smiling in his last picture because he wasn't hungry anymore. His height is noticeably bigger than most of his breed. He can cause hallucinations and paranoia. He is not Jeff's dog officially. Jeff caught sight of the picture while attacking someone. Smile Dog tried to attack him but failed. After that he took a liking to Jeff, so he stays with him. He can speak crude English but rarely does. He has almost human intelligence as well. Anyone who sees the last picture of him alive becomes tormented by him. If the victim refuses to pass the image along, he gets steadily stronger until he is able to manifest physically. He likes to target people who mistreat animals, but will go after anyone who gets the image regardless. Then once it's too late, he will unalive the victim and eat them, leaving only scorch marks behind. Because he is a hellhound, his body exudes extreme heat and his paws burn the ground. What I think he looked like before. He was covered in scars and was extremely underweight. He spends time helping Jeff hunt people. Smile Dog also acts as a sort of service dog for Jeff's poor vision and hearing loss. Comment who you'd like to see next.
Oh,
Are you lonely? Our fingers dancing where they meet. You see.
I hear you taking a shit. Hurry the fuck up.
Grab her? What are you talking about? Come on. Aren't you a good citizen? What do you mean?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Time to roll the dice. You know I'm the type. Time to risk my life. Not afraid to die. Time to make you cry. Time to put a price. Apart, 'cause we both thought that love lasts forever. Lasts forever. See, it's very defined. You're one of a kind, but you mash up my mind. You are figure decline. Oh Lord, my.
So you're dead. Mm-hmm. And you were killed by a relative?
Yep.
And now you just haunt the place you were murdered.
Basically.
Are you my long-lost twin? Want to trade? Absolutely. So how long did it take you to grow your hair out? About 3 years. How about you? 2 months. Mad respects, do you like rock music? So you're telling me you fought off a cult with one hand? Pretty much, yep. Are you single? Just by judging you, I could tell you're Mormon. Well, first of all, ouch. And second of all, no. Really, because the Bible in your hand and the cross around your neck definitely tells me otherwise. I will hurt you. Try it, Blondie. Watch me, I could call my dad up right now and you could be our next sacrifice for the cult. Cult? I'm sorry, what? You heard me. I will make that arrangement. What? Wanna bet? No, not again, never. Mom of the group, despite being male, yes.
We're gonna be exploring Owner 2's grandma's basement, and here's our supplies. So first we checked the first room, and then we checked the second, and then we got a base, and there was a really creepy turtle, and we went back downstairs, and yeah.
They gon' take your face off, they gon' rumble, they gon' take your face off. It's about drive, it's about power, we stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like in some more in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my motherfucking name? What they gonna get though? Desecration, defamation, if you wanna bring it to the masses. Face to face, now we escalating, when I have to but boost the asses. Mean on ya, like a dream when I'm rumbling, you're gonna scream mama. So bring drama to the king Brahma, coming at you with extreme mana.
Redrawing creepypastas with my head cannons. Part 1. Jeff the Killer. When he needs new clothes, He takes them from his victims. Because he ran away at such a young age, he's malnourished and has to scrounge for food. He has burns and scarring on one side from when he was attacked. There is also hearing loss in the torn ear. The skin on his hands is wrinkled and flaky from the bleach. Due to no eyelids, his eyes are irritated and red. This also causes him to have trouble seeing things further away. He cuts his own hair when it gets too unmanageable, but generally leaves it alone. What I think he looked like before the events of his story. He still uses the same kitchen knife from the Ugg story. The skin around his mouth is cracked and dry because he can't really close his mouth anymore. Comment who you'd like to see next.
So yesterday my boyfriend starts talking to me about the show that he's watching, and he thinks that I would be interested in because it's dark, disturbing, horrifying. That's what I'm all about, baby. So at this point, he hasn't told me the name of the show, really anything about the show. He's just describing the storyline, and I look him dead in the eyes and I'm like, I know that story from a mile away. That's a fucking creepypasta. That's Candle Cove. And he gets super concerned. He's like, I didn't tell you the name of the show. How do you know about Candle Cove? Bitch, I was mentally ill in my freshman year of high school. All I did was read creepypastas. How the fuck do you know about Candle Cove? Basically, Candle Cove is a creepypasta that came out, I want to say about 6 years ago, minimum, because that's when I read it. And they just made it into a TV show. There's a second season coming out, and he's like, oh, it's going to be a different horror story. And I'm like, another creepypasta? Needless to say, I will be binge watching this show, and I will give my reactions.
What the heck is that? Oh my god. What the heck is that, dude? Dude, that thing is coming a little bit closer. Oh crap, it's a stream. It's a stream. Oh crap. Dude, it's coming! It's coming! Let's run! 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 It's coming!
Jeff the Killer. I don't bend that way, but even if I did, lips really do matter in terms of sloppy toppy. Realistically, how the f does this killer even keep saliva in their mouth? Pass.
Why did you leave me?
Jane the Killer, however, holy shit. Smash, 100%. If I could find this person minus the would stab me in my face in my sleep part of it, I would propose marriage. Honestly, as long as the stabbing isn't directly at me, we could still get past it. Subjects from the Russian sleep experiment. So they have no lips, so like Jeff the Killer, that's a big L. Plus, all of their fingertips are bone, and they're all covered in their own feces from smearing book pages on the windows. A skeletal scat job sounds like something that would traumatize the Zodiac Killer. Pass. Ben drowned. I might be an unknowable Lovecraftian horror, but why in God's name would you ask if I would smash a fucking drowned kid? You're fucking disturbed. Pass. Please get therapy. Sonic.exe. I don't know what it is with the internet and weird Sonic fan fictions and the OCs and all the horrible things that they do to each other's bits. Look, we all know what happened with Chris Chan. Playing Sonic games is a slippery slope. This isn't just a creepypasta anymore. I think these games might actually be cursed. Pass. Smile Dog. I don't know why so many of these horror stories involve animals. Didn't they know that more than a decade later, a random eyeball monstrosity would come by and play Would I Stick My Dick in It? For the millionth time, I'm not sticking it in an animal. I might be an unknowable abomination, but I have my limits. I'm not fucking Markiplier. Pass. Isla's Jack. Now, seeing as how those eyes are seemingly just empty sockets filled with slippery black goo, I know exactly where to stick it. Smash. The Rake. The teeth and the claws, I feel like having this near your genitals in any way is basically synonymous with getting oral from a paper shredder. Pass. Slenderman. I don't care if I get canceled, I'm gonna say it. Slenderman has no ass. I would say pass, but honestly, I'd have to swallow my pride if Slenderman also wanted to swallow it because I need clout. Smash. Squidward Suicide. I think the human grew up watching this cartoon. On one hand, the chance to literally bone a corrupted version of the human's childhood. On the other hand, f***ing a dead squid. Wait, those are both wins. Smash. Herobrine. I honestly can't imagine what a pixelated orifice feels like, but in my mind it would feel unbearably sharp. Like a sock filled with shattered glass, or an inside-out sea urchin, or one of those banana slicers. Catastrophe Crow. So I'm not sure which thing exactly I'm expected to smash. Is it the designer of the game, or the game itself? That weird crow inside of it? Pass, because this was too confusing of an option, and 2 out of the 3 options are either dick electrocution or fucking a crow to death. Candle Cove. I assume the sex would be with the weird marionettes. If I wanted to fuck a husk that has a pair of human skin wrapped around it, I'd order a custom Ed Gein made sex doll or try to go to a pre-organized corporate speed dating event. Pass. Mr. Bear from 1999. I wouldn't smash this horrifying fucker in the sense of a smash or pass, but I would like to smash his face into a waffle iron. I don't like this guy. I'm gonna add a third option, that of murder. The option to put this fucker through a wood chipper. No end house. A lot of people would ask how it's possible to coitus a cursed house. The answer is similar to how you would fuck anything else, find a hole. Although when it comes to a house, especially an old cursed one, the risk of dick splinters is quite high. I gotta stop pussying out. No pain, no gain. Smash because dick splinters. The Expressionless. The Expressionless is just a living mannequin with super sharp teeth. While dome isn't an option, this is way better than fucking a non-living mannequin by creating an asshole with a drill. Smash. The person with no senses from the gateway of the mind. See, the thing is, if you have no taste, smell, hearing, sight, or touch, how the actual fuck are you supposed to communicate consent? If there's one thing you learn from college orientation, or just, you know, not being a horrible person, it's that if someone has no access to any of their senses, by no means should you try to stick anything inside of them. Pass. Well, most of these are horrific experiences I will never recover from and will likely suppress. I got to smash Jane the Killer and the Game Master, so if I only tell people that part, it's a flex. As Hebrew Jesus once said, the parts of this night I will remember, I will never forget.
When I was with the LGBT my husband
I'm here.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you.
Can you do the Mandela catalog? If you see someone who looks just like you, run the other way immediately. Just about all of you asked me to do the Mandela catalog yesterday, so yes, here it is, the Mandela catalog. Much like the Smile Tapes, the Mandela catalog is another analog horror style series created and posted by this user. The story takes place in Mandela County, where strange things have been happening. Is made telling all residents to stay inside, keep a loaded firearm on them at all times if they have access to one, and be cautious because entities known as alternates are trying to take over and replace everybody in the county. There are different types of alternates, ones that look identical to you, like as seen here. This is the normal person and this is the alternate. Same thing seen here, but other alternates have very unnatural facial features. This is the real girl here, and this is her alternate. Normal guy, his alternate. Part 2 is
Taking a picture of me. Taking a picture.
Tell me, little Miss Thing. When I saw her walking down the street, she looked so fine, I just had to speak. I asked her name, but she turned away as she walked. All that I could say was yeah, 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 yeah. All that I could say was yeah, 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 yeah.
Survey Corps guy, over here. Hey, I want to go home now, but your floon won't let me go.
We both know the way that the story ends. Then only for a minute I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. I look just like Buddy Holly. And you're very Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that.
3 of my personal favorite creepypastas I think you should listen to.
So he decides he doesn't want to be here anymore, and he ends up in the hospital because I'm sure you already know why. And he's in the middle of life and death, and he sees his girlfriend who's passed away in the car accident. So she takes him through the different scenarios of love. Love of a parent, love of a stranger, love of, a significant other, just love in general, different type of stages of love. And then at the end of her journey, showing him what love is, she shows him a glimpse of what his life could be on Earth, like if he's still alive. So she shows him his life with the nurse who's trying to save his life. And he's like, is that my life? And she's like, it could be. He says, but I'll miss you. And she says, well, it's okay. It's all right. Feel that hurt, feel that pain. That's the love that you once knew. So it's just sad that he didn't realize what love meant until she was gone. So, but there's more details in between. And the third one, the girl the universe forgot. This one is for all the Mandela effect believers, all of it, because that's literally what this one is about. There's a guy who goes to college with his best friend from school back then. His friend are reminiscing about how back then I used to think school was hard versus how hard it is in college now. And they say, oh yeah, well it was 14 of us. And the one guy's like, no, there's 15 of us. And he's like, what are you talking about? So they're both going back and forth. So the guy calls his mom, asks for his class picture from back then, but she doesn't have it. But she ends up sending photos that she does have, and they're examining it, looking at pictures, and they see how there's a few things in the pictures that look like empty spaces that someone should be there. And the one guy's friend is just weirded out at this point. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There was not, the girl's name was Eve. There was never an Eve in our class. I don't know what you're talking about. So they end up having a reunion because the guy is adamant there was a girl named Eve in their class. So at the reunion, the guy just feels weirded out. He's like, this feels wrong. I need to ask. So he's like, hey guys, I gotta ask you a question. And he's like, well, where's Eve? And another guy is like, I was just wondering the same thing. So it all dawns on him. He's like, I'm not crazy. So there ended up being a girl named Eve, but half of the class remembered, half of the class didn't remember. So like I said, if you know anything about the Mandela effect, this is something that you're gonna love, and I suggest that you look into it. All of these stories are really, really good. They have a really good storyline. So I just gave you a brush up on what all 3 of those stories were about. I have so many more that I really, really love. And believe me, there's so many details in between that I didn't get to, but the story can. And if you want to hear any of these 3 I just talked about, just go to YouTube, look up The Dark Somnium. He's really, really good. He narrates stories. He makes his own music for the background music of the stories. He's really good.
She's up all night to the sun. She's up all night for the fun.
Get the fuck off my porch! Get your ass out of this motherfucking porch! Get the fuck off my porch! Get your ass out of this motherfucking porch!
By the garden of the willow.
Ding dong, I know you can hear me. Open up the door. I only wanna play a little. Ding dong, you can't keep me waiting. It's already too late for you to try and run away. I see you through the window. Our eyes are together. I can sense your horror, but I'd like to see it closer.